what's up, guys? I'm over here with a guy that you might know, Mr. Jim Fuller, good friend of mine, I forget.
We say, brother.
How you doing?
Good to see you, man.
No, always a pleasure. You know me, I own one of these beautiful rifles for several years.
Yep.
And always a pleasure to come and see you guys for the open house, like every year. And
Yeah, we've been talking about doing this interview for a couple of years, and it's always so crazy during SHOT Show, and had a few moments, and I thought, I gotta call him and say, so let's do this.
I really appreciate that. And we're gonna introduce some new things, and we're gonna also talk about, like we do interview with famous guys lately. But I like doing this kind of interview, just let you know. Very relaxed, you know what I mean? Because people...
I don't know how to live any other way anymore. I'm semi-retired.
Like me, pretty much. Like you, I wish I could. Anyway, why don't you introduce your company and then show us the special new thing you got coming up.
Oh yeah, well, okay, yeah, special new thing. Which one would that be? I don't know.
Well, the one you can talk about.
Yeah, we were playing with a bunch of stuff earlier, but yeah, anyhow. Well, folks, Jim from Rifle Dynamics, all that stuff. Like I said, my buddy here from Brazil, we've been friends for a long time. I built him a gun a long time ago, and I wanted to do this interview with him just because he's a good dude, and everybody likes him, and it's fun stuff. But at the same time too, we're all capitalist pigs, and we have stuff to sell. So here we go.
Yeah.
This is probably our newest thing that we've got on the market here. This is my personal NATO AK. We call it that because it's chambered in 5.56. Otherwise, it's kind of the standard AK we've always built. Of course, this is we're doing these in collaboration with Arsenal and K-Bar. They're providing a base gun for these, which is their 106F, and then we strip it down, rebuild the front end on it, set it up for suppressors, and do the other work that we do on the side here to bring it up to the kind of gun we like to run. And here you go. There it is. That's the NATO AK. So they're out there. We got some videos out floating around about them if you want to check it out, and I'm sure you can find them on our Facebook pages, Instagram, all that social media stuff. But yeah, this is the new thing. People want to complain a lot about mags, and I'll tell you, during SHOT Show here, I talked to a couple of people that are really interested in making a mag for this thing, and they know that if the mags that we want will not be a lower tier, they will be cool. They will be. What we hope to do is get these guys to bring a tier 1 5.56 mag to the market that will fit most 5.56 AKs out there. We think it can be done. We've talked to some very talented people about doing it, and it's going to be a reality sooner or later. It has to be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Most of it, like where I live, for example, the steel K is myth. Everybody, you can't shoot for the love of God anywhere.
Yep.
Because you can have, and then it reminds me a little bit of the reverse thing that we had in the 90s, the behind the enemy line rifle. In the 90s, the NATO had the 7.62 by 39 rifle. Now we got a 5.56 AK, just in case. So I saw that it's a classic setup. You guys have the Ultimag, which I really like. I'm a big fan. And as far inside, you guys put something for adjust the gas too, or works not?
Well, these, our new gas block that we're using now. This is not the Venom block anymore. This is our own design. It's gas adjustable. It's got a set screw in the front that will adjust your gas on the port. And then with the 5.56, it makes it really nice. I can run this with or without a can, and the way we set it up with the springs and everything, and the pistons and stuff, it'll pretty much run the same way with or without a suppressor. The brass ends up pretty much in the same spot when it's ejecting, whether you got a can on it or not. And that's the benefit of, because the 5.56 is a much higher pressure round, which is rough on the AK, so you really got to kind of control the gas on that. I'm working on some other versions of the 5.56 NATO now that are maybe not quite just the size of this, and it prevents more challenges when you try to put that round into a shorter platform. So we're working on some different things right now with some different people to try to come up and make that happen. And gas adjustment is where it's at.
Yeah, especially with the can, if you can have a can. Of course, I'm one of those guys.
I know you live in that state.
Yeah. But we're buying one anyway, just for peace. No, they can't.
I'll tell you though, my state ain't that much better now after the last election. We're gonna get a bunch of shit shoved down our throat this year, I'm sure.
It's getting bad everywhere. We just, I don't want to digress.
No, I know.
We just got 2 bills that are trying to pass in Illinois. It's crazy. One of them, in order to apply, when you apply for a new FOID card, the gun, you gotta tell them all your social media, so they come over and check you. It's turning into Stasi or something like that.
There's no privacy.
Yeah. But anyway, let's don't get mad about.
Yeah, let's
It's
not
not
go on
worth
that. That's a tangent we could go on.
Yeah, let's go like an hour.
Hours.
You know that we did a video with a good friend of mine with like 35 minutes rant about Illinois. It was fun. It was fun. I was scared sometimes, like, oh, I think somebody's gonna come and get us. But anyway, that being said, is there anything else you want to add? Already what's the price is gonna be on this?
Yeah, that's all that stuff's on our internet. You can
Okay.
on our website, internet stuff. It's all out there. As usual, our stuff isn't cheap, but we put a lot of work into it to get it to do what it does. And those that own them, as you know, what the difference is. So, anyhow, it's out there, folks. If you have interest in it, we think it's the biggest thing. I really want to say that's kind of bothering me actually is what's driving this gun the most is the shortage of 545 parts. Word's coming out now, everybody's knowing. For years we had the ability to get really nice Bulgarian 545 parts, but that's slowly coming to an end. And even though there's ammo and mags out there, without parts you can't keep building the guns. So we kind of think that if you like a small bullet in the AK, this may be the future right here, because there's really not much else out there. And this particular gun, I bought 10 years ago,
Oh, wow.
and just kind of put it away. And the reason I bought it was because it was 5.56, because I thought, man, maybe someday I won't be able to get 5.45, and I'll have this, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I think I shot a little bit ago with a friend of Circle 10 AK. I shot a pistol actually. I was kind of like it. So you guys gonna make a pistol version or just?
We're looking at all that stuff right now. Like I said, we gotta. When you shorten a 5.56 gun up in an AK platform, you really gotta do some special stuff to make it run right, like an AK should. And we don't want to release anything like that until we know we've got that handled. We're getting really close to it though.
So maybe a nice truck gun. I mean, right? A nice big magazine, one of those carry magazines. Anyway, I'm gonna ask you a couple other questions. We might stop for a second because we're getting old. We need a break. But
So I have to pee a lot.
yeah, me too. I'm leaking like a faucet. Anyway, the next question is was like, where do you see the AK industries going? Have you seen anything cool at SHOT Show? Or?
It's so exciting right now. I mean, after the last 3 days of SHOT Show, whatever today's day 4, after the last 3 days, we had always hoped, back when we started years ago, there really wasn't much of a market for the AK here. There really wasn't any aftermarket parts, not a lot of stuff available, just what we could get imported. But man, today, it's so much different. It's a real industry today. Some years ago when I saw Magpul put out a mag specifically for the AK, it's like, okay, the industry is growing now that the big boys are paying attention. They're willing to spend money to tool up and make parts for this. And we've seen more and more every year. And this year walking through the SHOT Show, man, there's tons of stuff on the AK now. It's the new thing.
Yep.
And you see a lot more of the same, and you see I've seen a lot of innovative stuff. K&S Pistons is a really good thing. I'm really big on their stuff, and it's going to be a big help in this 5.56 program as well. But there's just so much stuff coming out now that I see, and I kind of got to decompress and think about this stuff, and I'll probably make a few videos talking about it in the next couple of weeks. But SHOT Show, man, you just get deluged with all kinds of stuff. And but the fact that the AK industry is growing now, we're going to see a lot of innovation in this gun coming up in the next couple of years, just because it's gotten to the point where there's enough people out there buying the AK and buying products for it that investors are willing to spend money to make the products legit like they need to be. In the past, that's been hard because there hasn't been a big enough market to get people to put up the money to build higher quality components and better things to improve this gun. But that's finally happening because enough of you folks are out there buying this gun because you realize it's an awesome gun. I mean, hey, these are 5 times more made than any other gun in the world, so there's a reason for that. But being a Western country that was always pretty much against the AK, it was always frowned upon here. But now even the purists are starting to go, hey, maybe I ought to play with one of those.
I respect them. I was briefly in the army, but Jesus, probably with Julius Caesar at that time. But I learned to respect them. We have a brief training with Eastern Bloc, guns and all that. We were trained pretty much to fight behind the enemy line because we couldn't make it for more than an hour after the Russian probably, going through the lines.
Sure.
So I always respect the platform, and I'm glad there's a bunch of people that appreciate. I start like everybody with the cheap Walzer, which can be a good base, and I change it with your parts, Mark parts, some other people parts. I polish part, learn from you guys watching your videos, and I'm turning a good AKs. But the problem is the good thing is when you acquire one of your rifle, one of Mark rifle, then you go shooting. both of them, you're like, what I'm doing with, I got that. You know what I mean? It's,
Well,
and you realize when you shoot it. That's not everybody.
No, I get it, and the AK market varies in pricing. I mean, you have the down on the lower end, like around $600, what's there, and then it goes up, in the $1,000 range, 2,000, 3,000, whatever. But it's the fact, and that's again going back to your last question about the industry.
Mm-hmm.
The industry has created tiers, because the bulk of the AKs that are sold in this country are the $600 to $1,000 AKs, because that's what most of the hobbyists and things like that have. And frankly, you see a lot of hate for some of the cheaper AKs on the internet, and guys, you shouldn't hate on that stuff. I mean, I know everybody wants to have the best AK, but not everybody can afford a $2,000 or $3,000 gun. And these days, that's the reality, folks. To get a full-on AK that is the highest quality you can get, it's going to be well over $1,000. I mean, $1,000 minimum, in that price range. But at the same time, a lot of these people that are buying these guns don't need that durable of a gun. The guy that only shoots his gun 2 or 3 times a year, some of the cheaper guns are going to be fine for him. He's going to be able to enjoy that gun. Now obviously we all want to have better, but if that's what you can afford, we want you to have that. And I don't like to see people downgrading that, because if that's all that guy can afford, that's what he's buying to protect his family with.
No, what I was saying is that, yes, they're good guns, but, there is a huge...
Oh, and I'm not talking to you, I'm talking about,
in general,
all the stuff you see for the cheap guns on the internet and stuff like that. I get it, I get that, and I know people want good stuff, but just understand, not everybody can afford the good stuff, and everybody has the right to have a gun. And if you can't afford it, you should not be able to be unarmed if you can't afford it. So if all you can get is a $600 gun, get that gun, learn and practice as much as you can, and be safe with it, because if that's what you got, that's what you got, and we want you to be able to defend yourself, because that is what we consider sacred in this country.
Absolutely. It's like there's no point having a $2,000 AR with scopes and stuff, and you don't know how to use your front and rear sight, which is actually really common. What I was actually saying, just to close this thing, is that you can buy one of those cheap ones, and then looking at you guys, acquire parts, knowledge, and turn in a fairly decent gun, a little bit of polishing, a little bit of aftermarket parts, unless there is a major problem on it, like some...
Well, we'll get people that call us, the first time, the guy that's first interested in an AK, and just going, man, I know it's a lot of money, and I'm kind of on a budget. I don't know if I can really swing this, but I want a good rifle. And frankly, what I usually tell them is, buy yourself a Wasser, or something that's a good solid base rifle, and use it for a while, and get to know what you really need out of that gun, not what everybody else tells you it should do. Get to know what works best for your usage. Everybody buys guns for different purposes.
Oh, yeah,
everybody lives in different situations. So for the new guy out there who's confused by all the different prices and stuff, buy yourself a Wasser or something that's in that line that's a decent gun that's going to work for you, and spend some time training with it. Do some reading and figure it, look at all the stuff that's available out there, and make an intelligent decision on what is best for you, not what the internet tells you should have.
Absolutely. No, yeah, absolutely. I'm not biased because I'm not that big, so I don't get pushed for reviewing stuff, and between me and you, I work my ass off, if you pardon the French, for purchase a gun like yours.
Oh, I know you.
Which is well worth it. My wife, she's the plinker of the family. Okay, it's like she got the range with the cheap AR with a little scope, beep beep beep. So I'm like, to me, it's like amazing. We're gonna have a sniper in the family, but she loved your gun, your gun, Mark guns. They are bought in 545, which for me is the master race of the ammo.
Yeah, me too, man. I just got done saying that the parts are hard to find, but it is my favorite AK.
Yeah, I heard that there are gonna be some new sources, by the way. I was talking with Mark. He told me that there might be some kit part from Poland, maybe, or.
Yeah, we've actually heard a few things. We know of a few little caches of stuff that we're looking to try to get imported. But again, it's money.
Yeah.
And we got to get people involved in that, because it's not cheap to do that.
Nope.
But there are parts out there. We just got to get them demilled and get them over here. But right now, the selection for 545 parts in country is pretty slim.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna take a little break. We'll be right back. Thank you very much again, Jim, for having me.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thanks, Karen, too, when I see her too. Thanks, everybody. We were playing with this thing right over here, and I'm kind of jealous of one. What you got over here, Jim? Tell us.
It's, my URG. It's this is my personal favorite. This is my personal gun. It's my personal favorite rifle design that I've ever built. It's basically a hybrid of AK-105 and an AKS-74U. utilizing the original crank parts to be able to keep the gun shorter than a 105. And it also happens to be designed around suppression too. So these guns have just been phenomenal. They're very expensive to build, but they just do amazing things. We're really excited about it. And I just got this little prototype here from my buddy Mean Gene.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, huh?
Put some cigars in there or something.
You might fit a small cigar in there. It'll hold about what a regular stop house will, but expect to see these pretty soon because they're kind of nice.
Yeah,
I
look,
really
I
like this one. It's actually nice and cheap a little bit. You know, put your face against leather.
Can I have different colors too, or you gonna make it?
Yeah, this is Gene's prototype himself. He sent it to me just so I could look at it and see how it worked on the gun.
It's pretty.
You know, but he makes cool stuff, and he's the one that Gene was actually the one that originally made our stock adapter. You know, when he's still in high-speed gear, he did the design for me, and we made that. And it's obviously been a good seller for years. And then I think G-Code made it after that for us. And but we have a new manufacturer now that's making the standard one, and Gene just made this beautiful prototype of the leather one, and I really like it. We're probably going to do a run of guns, special built guns with these on.
That's pretty red. Cowboy style a little bit, right?
Yeah, you know, I like it. Leather is cool, and it pisses off the vegans, you know?
Oh, yeah, well, you know, I feel bad for them. I'll eat their steak.
Sorry, guys, I love you vegans, but get over the leather thing, man. It's just wearing stuff, you know?
Plastic shoes are not that fancy, so...
I don't wear plastic shoes.
Me too, but I still enjoy a good pair of Italian shoes. If I can afford them. Anyway, the last question I want to ask you is a funny one, so we can close the interview, and I thank you very much again. What was the worst fuck up you have to fix in AK? If there was.
There's been some.
The worst that you're like, no, there's nothing I can do about it.
Well, there's been a few guns where we just had to say no, it's not worth fixing. That's one thing, but that's kind of a different animal. I would say, you know, I would answer that probably the most challenging thing I've had to fix. That really baffled me. I just went through. We actually had a gun that was shooting two distinct groups.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I mean not like this. Two distinct groups, and man, it was a real. I spent probably a month chasing ghosts on that gun, trying to figure out why. And what it ended up being was the chamber in the barrel chamber was cut a little bit short, just a few thousand short. And not deep enough, and the inconsistencies in 545 ammo, you know the commercial imported ammo, the cases weren't seating all the way in. So when the bolt would shove them home, but what was happening was any case that was slightly oversized in that too short chamber was creating way more pressure. It was creating two different groups. So it was a very unusual thing. We figured out finally after changing things one at a time. It's like, what the hell could this be, you know? And it turned out we had a batch of 10 barrels that we had got in at one time, and that particular batch of barrels had short chambers in it. So, and again, it was only like a few thousand, something like that, but just enough that it would work fine, it would headspace, but it was creating that weird little thing. And that was probably the weirdest thing, not the worst. I've seen some pretty seriously exploded AKs. Actually, probably the roughest ones I've seen were a local rental shop had some 106 URs, the little 8-inch barrel 5.56 mace, and they had 4 of them that they had converted for full auto use for tourist rentals and stuff. So they just took mag dump after mag dump, and I used to maintain those guns for those guys. And man, those things, those 4 guns started out brand new, and within a year, all 4 of them were just gone.
Damn. Just
totally. I mean, one of them, the bottom of the bolt carrier stripped off. One of them split a bolt. They all ended up getting barrel droop just because they're done doing mag dump after mag dump. But man, that 5.56 cartridge is very hard on a short gun.
Yeah.
But I've seen damage in those guns that I have not seen on another AK.
Really?
Yeah. But of course, it's a rental range where they just don't do mag dump after mag dump, and that's not unrealistic. That's very unrealistic use of a gun.
Well, yeah, sometimes I think that people think, oh, it's an AK, I don't need to fix anything, I don't need to clean. I had to clean personally a frame gun once. I understand his policy, but I found some issues inside that if you don't clean it. I clean my rifles even ARs every time I go to the range, because I think that's the right way to check for problems.
Well, my 5.45 guns, in particular, this one, I mean, it's probably gone 3,000-4,000 rounds without getting cleaned. You know, generally the only time I'll make an effort to clean it is if I know I'm shooting corrosive ammo.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
You know, if I'm shooting the commercial stuff, I don't even think about it. You know, but you know, most AKs with the tapered case, that's okay. The one problem we ran into with the 5.56 is the straight wall case. Obviously, it's harder to extract, so you really do need to kind of keep that chamber clean, so the gun will run properly for you.
You know, those stupid ARs.
Anyway. No, man, that's a good gun. I own a couple of really nice ones, and
no,
you rarely see me shoot them, but I do shoot them. They're actually really nice guns.
No, but what I'm saying is, I like AKs in general. It's something. I think some people think they're ugly. I think the design is sexy to me. They appeal a lot, especially with wood. I'm the first one taking out the wood.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I got a lot of most of my traditional rifles. They're all of them have wood on them, except for the ones that were traditionally polymer. And all my hot rod guns are polymer. But yeah, I love the wood though.
Especially there's some old Type 1s, or like when you collect the jet, you know.
Well, my Type 2,
sorry.
My Type 2, it's got some beat up wood on it, but that fits the character of that gun. The gun's got a lot of rust, and it actually got a lot of blood rust on it too, which is kind of cool. But yeah, the older stuff like that, I want to keep it original, and I love the wood. It just gives it so much character.
There's any, last question, because I don't want to waste your time, you're very busy man. Last question, is any AK that you don't own and you would like to have? I'm going to tell you mine.
Type 1, that would be without a doubt. The Type 1 here in this country is a real unicorn, just because they weren't manufactured for very long. They weren't a standard AK design. It was a little bit different, and they didn't work that well. That's why they switched it out real quick and went to the Type 2. But I would love to have one just for aesthetic versus collectible purposes. I'm actually, one of our customers has a kit that he wants to get built up, and I'm chomping at the bits to do that, but he's trying to find a proper barrel for it. And again, you know, you're looking at stuff that hasn't been made in a long time, and to find something like that's really difficult. So, but that's my unicorn, is the Type 1 AK.
Yeah, me too. Like some old school or in a more affordable way, I guess. I don't know. We do probably Type 56. Chinese with the bayonet, you know, the old school one.
Yeah, the spiker.
I don't know why, I always like the design of a good...
Oh, I love the Chinese guns. I mean, that's what I cut my teeth on back in the 80s, because that's mostly what you could get here, and they were cheap.
Yeah.
You know, I just recently, you know, I had several Type 56s back in the day, and I ruined most of them learning how to work on them, you know. And then I was, you know, over the years, they went away, and I was just... Billy Cho, you know, that used to work with us, he 1 year for my birthday, he got me a Type 56 S2, and it's one of the cherries of my collection. I just love that gun.
Beautiful gun, right?
And you know, he got me the bayonet for it and the whole deal.
Wow.
So yeah, I just love those guns, because I cut my teeth on those guns, and actually I don't shoot it that much because it's in probably about 90% condition, and I want to keep it that way. You know,
Cool.
so. Love you, Billy. That was a great gift.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah, it's cool, dude. I like it, Billy. I mean, anybody that works.
Billy was like my son, man. He worked here for so long. I went through so many things with him growing up, you know.
Well, I think everybody that works for you is blessed, because you are a great family, great friends, and I want to say that I didn't mention that before the interview, but I have to say this. It doesn't happen in gun industries in general, or any industries. The fuller be nice. Even the first time when I was here, even if I bought like a t-shirt or something like that, then without buying a gun or something like that, there's companies that don't give a shit about you unless you're buying stuff from them, you know. And you guys always being like nice with everybody. And everybody, even if you buy like, you know what I'm saying, like a sticker, you know what I mean? But the principle is the friendship, you know what I mean?
We like good people.
I know.
And you know, at our age, it becomes pretty easy to spot the people that are good and those that just have not so good intent.
I see the point. Yeah, you're right.
You're a good dude, right?
Thank you, thank you. I mean, my wife love him, Karen, dog. I mean, all the crew. And
yeah, we have a lot in common.
Yeah, they're gonna come over to Chicago one of these days. I'll take you south side. Maybe we can shoot some. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to say that. Oh, sorry.
Sounds like fun though.
Yeah. Nobody won't complain about it.
Go play Punisher in the south side. No.
But anyway, you know, they always my door is always open for you guys, and
thank you, brother.
I really appreciate that. To me, this interview it's oh man. When you text me this morning, I was still recovering for an hangover. I'm like,
I'm sorry, dude.
No, dude. No, what I'm saying is I got suddenly super excited, you know. But you know, it's.
Well, like I said, we talked about doing this for the last couple of years, and we just never seemed to find time when you were in town. So I want to make sure we got it done.
Thank you. And honestly, it's a real pleasure being your friend. It's an honor to be your friend. And you are.
Same here, brother.
Thank you. Do my best. You know, you've always been supportive all through my American adventure.
Hey man, you guys are better Americans than most Americans today.
That
You know?
means a lot to me.
I mean, some of the best Americans I know are people that came here from other countries because they get it.
Yep.
They know the value we have in this country, and because you've seen real oppression.
Oh yeah.
You know the difference, and you understand why we have the system that we have that half this country doesn't seem to get. But hopefully they'll wisen up.
Oh, you can drive with like this morning was a Cuban driver. It's like, why America want to have communism in America? Like we run away from that. I'm like, I'm driving with him. Like, I don't know.
A Cuban's gonna get it, you know.
Yeah, I'm like, why should I have one voting for one when in the 90s they trained me to kill them in the army? I'm like, why should you vote for one? You know what I mean? I'm like, the guys looking at me. You know, you kind of make sense. You're like, but
Yeah, it's not hard to understand if you just think a little bit, you know.
But anyway, thank you, Jim. Thank you,
Thank
Karen.
you, sir.
Thank you guys
Pleasure.
for watching. My pleasure, my honor. God bless you. Please go and check out Jim if you don't know him. But I don't know where you live in the past 15 years, no, 10 years.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
like that. But thank you. If you want to like the video, subscribe. If you want to share it, you're more.
Yeah, watch his channel, man. He always has good stuff. I watch his stuff all the time.
Thank you.
He's good stuff, man.
And closing the video as you always do. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless America. And stay safe out there. Okay. Bye bye.